Everybody, I am your spooky host, and welcome back to more Pokemon Draft League, the PPML Season 3 Draft League. Today, we're going to go over Week 2, an incredible week in Pokemon. Very excited. We're going to have Doug and Jaden on in just a moment, and you find competitors in the league. So excited for that, and I hope you guys are all doing well. Oh, something else. Sorry, I should be doing this in my other Discord thing. I need to hop in one of the calls, the lobby. Then I need to share my screen. There we go. Hopefully this works. All right, now I'm sharing this. So whenever Doug and there's Doug and then Jaden. I don't know if they'll be on different calls or not. I do see Doug in here. I need to crank my mic up so I look at the camera instead of way down. Get an ad block too. What's the camera or the microphone? Microphone's in a fine position. Okay, we got Jaden in here as well. Awesome. I need to adjust something because I can't hear them, and it's me and it's not them. I need to change my audio setting. Input device, not output device, not my microphone. My headset, please. All right, can you guys try speaking again?
Oh.
There it is. That's what I was looking for. Howdy.
Doug is still doing some things. I don't hear you.
You don't hear me?
No, we're talking about Doug.
Okay. But I can hear you now, and I think the audio the audio volume's pretty good.
Test 1, 2.
There we
go.
Now let me balance you guys.
I just decided to plug in the actual microphone on for my headset.
Yeah.
Do I keep cutting out weirdly?
A little bit.
Okay, it's just my gate.
Okay. Okay. And then I think I got you guys balanced on my side.
Got it. Actually, hold on.
Jaden, can you speak again?
Testing. Hello. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay, that's much more balanced. Cool. I had to make sure you guys were louder than the the music.
And I just set myself to push to talk.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. I guess the last thing would be we should post a link so everybody knows.
Yeah.
Here we are
On an actual screen, I can see what's going on.
Yep, I actually remembered it this time. Oh, I copied
I'm not
and
looking
pasted.
forward to rewatch my loss this week.
That is always tough. That's the risk of coming on, get a bad week.
I don't want to watch next week's against you.
I-
You got McGarren set up and sweat me.
It worked out. It's you're working with a weighted vest and anklets and a backpack on.
That's true.
So it's a little.
And I keep fumbling in Team Builder, time and time again. I forgot Roost on my Lugia, and then the last week I for some reason thought Arceus could get choice scarfed. I'm like,
It's tricky.
man.
There's a lot of things to remember in this game. There's so many. So many different mons, so many different items. It's kind of unbelievable how many things there are to remember.
It's not even just that. The amount of RNG in some of these matches just makes the difference between an easy win or a hard-fought loss.
Yeah, there's.
I personally am under the opinion that I actually don't really like Ubers this season because most of the matches feel like you're prepping for the Uber. you're just prepping for their Uber and hoping for the best.
I will
Because
agree. Any non-Uber Pokemon, like the average non-Uber, has a much lower point value this season compared to last season because we're pumping all our points into Ubers.
Yeah, it was kind of nice to be forced into only getting a bronze, because my team's probably a lot more balanced than it has been the past couple of years.
But I also felt like if the reason I needed Lugia is because like if I didn't have that extra Uber, my team struggled because of everybody else's Ubers.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea for you, just like having like an oh crap button with multi-scale and being able to do something about it. Like in an emergency, you could always just whirlwind, survive an attack in whirlwind.
That's why I really wanted Roost, because Roost was supposed to be like, oh, okay, I can take a hit, Roost, do some stuff. And I don't know why I didn't bring Calm Mind. I brought 3 super effective moves because like, oh, I can get some really good coverage with Lugia, which is important.
Yeah.
I can hit everything, and it's basically like 3 of my Mons is here in Lugia, but
Yeah.
I think I brought like an Ice type move, but then looking back, I didn't need to bring.
You hit my Landorus with it, so that did a good
That's
chunk.
true.
But it was max HP, max Spadef, so it kind of
Was it an
survived.
electric type move, maybe?
Maybe.
No, that's it. I brought an electric type move. I think I brought like Thunderbolt or something that I didn't need to bring.
Got it. All right. Well, we'll get going here. Jaden and Doug, thank you so much for joining this week. Let's get into the matches a little bit. And Doug, I think you're gonna lead off for us. Big match against Crazy Steve. Definitely a scary opponent. What was your mindset going into it?
I don't know because I only brought one of my Ubers, so I was just trying to. I don't know what I was doing.
Interesting.
We didn't bring Shaman's guy, yeah.
And I'm sorry, my screen is just bugging out right now with push to talk.
Oh, really? So you're not quite set up yet?
No, because my push to talk is T, so it just takes everything on my screen and just dragged it off screen because I'm in Google Sheets.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's silly. That's really funny.
Why do you have push to talk and not just like?
so that way
normal?
you couldn't echo through my mic.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's the end of the world.
Looking at this match, I do think Shaman did look pretty good. No, the big problem is Iron Moth, but you can Earth Power pretty easily. I know there's a speed advantage too.
Actually, what gave me the most amount of trouble was his Scream Tail.
Yeah, that thing's super nasty. Fast support guy with some bulk.
Yeah, Fairy type was not friendly to me this week. This week, the match we're looking at.
Yeah, that's tricky. I like Lokix a bit here. Like hitting Azelf and Screamtail some big like bug type priority moves. Maybe just getting some like pivots off into Iron Hands or something.
Yeah.
Anything
I was kind of hoping I could get more viability. Actually, Arboliva actually did very, very well this match. But Palkia and White Wobbuffet just immediately got wiped.
That's tough.
Because Wobbuffet, I was not prepped for him to lose about 75% of his health in one hit. And then Palkia, unfortunately, for how good it is, has no bulk. So it just did not survive. I mean, its stats are good for against everything else, but against Ubers,
I see what you're saying. Like 90 health, not like the most.
90 health and only 100 base defense.
Yeah.
Compared to like half of the other Ubers, it's just not holding its own.
Interesting. Well, there's still time to swap out Ubers if you want. Good typing though. I do
really like its typing.
Let's take a look at the match. Big Iron Hands. Nice crit. But he's got the rocks up already, and I don't... You have a removal on Feeny?
I think I did.
Okay.
I'm 90% sure I did have something on Tapu Fini.
Oh my gosh.
But that wasn't also my priority at this point.
Yeah, because he had something pretty scary in front of you at one point. Oh, there it is.
But there was the defog, so I got rid of that. But apparently, also I figured out defog removes my Misty Surge.
Oh, I didn't realize it did
That's one
that too.
downside of defog on Tapu Fini.
Jeez.
It's nice though if you're running like a toxic team, but you want Tapu Fini for like being Tapu Fini.
Yeah.
You run defog on it to get rid of its Misty Surge, and then toxic.
That's pretty good. Jumpluff getting way more value than I would expect out of a Jumpluff.
Yeah, that's what hurt me a lot. That Spectral Thief is was a nightmare for my Wobbuffet.
That move's crazy. We almost allowed it season 1, I think. Back when Marshadow was just a regular guy. Oh, the big trick. That was probably a little tough.
I tried to actually trick the Marshadow because I knew it had something good, but instead I got a Covert Cloak.
Oh,
and I
you
gave
tricked it.
Screamtail-
Yeah.
And I gave Covert Cloak. I gave Choice Scarf to a Screamtail.
So it's just, I mean,
It was stuck in there, so
I think that's a win for you, right? Because the Covert Cloak was definitely for your Shaman, which didn't even come. So you did give it speed, but you locked a support Pokemon into one move.
yeah, I did.
So no, I think it's good. I think it's pretty good for you. But I guess this one had a little bit of attack investment because it's using mostly attacking moves. Maybe it's just 2 coverage moves. But it looks like he's definitely got things that can break through our ball over here. He's just got to
Now,
get there.
I will say this: that Terrafire was a bit of a gamble, because I was afraid that Rotom Wash would have something that would take advantage of it.
Like,
Because I know that like Terrafire on Arboliva
yeah,
is one of its major Terra typings.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I know
Sierra
we're supposed
was
to give it
using it
Terra
last
Grass,
season.
but like Terra Grass and Terra Normal were just there just to get something. But 99% of the time, if Arboliva is being Terra'd, it's Terrafire. So
Yeah.
I was going in like, okay, he knows it's gonna be Terrafire. He probably has something ready for this. So this was kind of like a gamble to put him in. But I'm so glad I did at the time.
Paid off right here, right? At least to some
I
degree.
did.
Yeah, that was huge. Oh, the strength saps, right? Did you know?
Strength, that was also me being like, I wonder if this works.
Oh,
Yeah, substitute stops strength sap.
that's rough. That could have really changed things a little bit.
And yep, there's Dazzling Gleam on a Palkia.
Yeah, you get the surf off and get rid of the substitute, but it's just a tough position to come back from with these
It's a tough
guys.
position. Grassy terrain is basically
Keeping it at full.
keeping it alive, and then Fiery Dance just murders low kicks.
Yeah, and the tricky part is
I
Marsh.
should have put Tapu Fini in honestly a little bit sooner, because that would have overpowered the grassy terrain.
Oh, good point. Interesting. Well, tough go. Steve's an incredible competitor, though. So
Steve is. I saw his match against Molly this past week, and it was rough for Molly, and I struggled against Molly.
yeah, that was brutal. Watching that. Molly's match we can't actually watch this week because
Yeah,
it
I
didn't
know we
get
can't
recorded.
watch it. So it'll be next week. But I saw it, and I was like, I'm so glad I did decently well against Steve, because that was rough.
Forget about last week when they
No.
accidentally set the wrong link.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking about this week, because this week didn't.
We can't watch what we're watching now is week 2. We can't watch week 2 of Molly
Yes.
because they.
That's right. That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's correct. So here, yeah, this is all week 2. We've got Jeremy with the big regenerator team, which honestly I'm a fan of. It's pretty sick.
I'm a fan of his card bank. Like, I was kind of wishing he took it more often, because that card bank is a threat.
It's a good low pointer. It's a really good low pointer. Also, Solaire Bear in the chat here. You're up here. Our dear Austin 2.0. Interesting matchup. I think Austin does have the firepower to break through like Jeremy's regenerator guys. That's like a big thing, is like when you're up against regenerator dudes, you gotta have like some real big powerful attacks to get through like more than 33% so that you can actually make some progress. Otherwise they'll just switch out constantly. And I think with like big Arcanine and like maybe Yveltal sweeping, or like even Golisopod with like big first impression or something, I think you can make some progress. Are you guys seeing anything interesting in this lineup?
Hold Hold on, I'm actually pulling up his team sheets right now
Oh, cool.
because I was looking over it for my match today against Jeremy.
That's right.
And so yeah, his Zacian's a decent. His Zacian's a very big threat. But his Ferrothorn, his Ferrothorn and Toxapex, I've seen him very well able to switch between the two and like bounce off each other because like one of them hits physically, the other one hits specially, so they're able to bounce off each other and just keep stalling out. Like if this opponent is able to like set up to counter the Ferrothorn, he just switches in the Toxapex, and then if they try to set up for the Toxapex, he just switches in the Ferrothorn, and he like constantly keeps his opponent on this like very tight edge of just trying to balance the two.
Yeah,
it's very, very well played.
A good defensive core, and he's got Toxic, and then he can also throw the like both of those are like against ground type moves, and then you've also got the Tornadus Therian in there that can switch in on that, which is pretty crazy.
Well, I mean, I believe a Ferrothorn's neutral to ground?
Yeah, it's neutral. It's just like you can click that button and it'll be okay, right?
That's true. Yeah.
The
thing is, like, Ferrothorn can like recover and everything. The stalls are big.
Yeah.
Big stalls.
Big stalls.
Arcanine here hits everything super effectively though. Wild Charge, Flare Blitz, and what was that? Head Smash? It's all three of them big time.
Yeah.
Let's watch. Gonna set up our hazards.
I feel like a Selgor. I was looking at it I was trying to help Doug prep and was building a team. One thing that I find annoying is that it gets unburdened, but it has no good way to get rid of its item. It doesn't get Fling, it doesn't get anything that can be used with a power-up or anything like that. It's like, man, what is this?
It's true.
Yeah, I think its best option was a Focus Sash.
Yeah. And its speed's so high though, like, I don't even know if you need it. I mean, it's nice, but it's not like you're gonna sweep. Does it get like Nasty Plot or anything? I don't think so.
No,
don't remember.
Pivoting, doing what he did. You can see here, just like having hazards up is huge against that Regenerator core because that's just like a little less they regenerate every time. Nice Sacred Sword.
Wow, very good Sacred Sword. But the Iron Barbed Iron Helmet is just so much damage.
With the Life Orb. But he kind of did his job, right? You've broken the Toxapex Ferrothorn core.
Yeah.
Nice live. I feel like ooh, maybe should have gone for the kill there with something else. Big head smash. Look at that.
Nice. Well done.
And now here comes the Zacian.
Shiny Zacian looks so cool.
Yeah, I do like the straight blue better. Oh my gosh, that lived.
Oh, it survived.
1 HP in a dream.
Body Slam was a little questionable. Maybe you thought something else.
I will say this: Bug Buzz on a Celigore is surprisingly versatile.
Yeah, it goes through Substitute.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's wild.
Does it also go through screens?
No.
Austin's just like
maybe
kind of smacking him with big attacks. Like, I feel like he just invested a lot into his attacks, and he's just got a lot of good coverage, and it's making progress. And with the rocks were key. Wow. And the Earthquake.
That was
the Earthquake was good for coming into that, forced it out. But then, like, what's it do to the Raging Bolt?
Nice. A clean Thunderclap. He's not gonna do anything except attack. Yeah,
he still had Xerneas in the sidelines.
Yeah. Good game to Austin. That was a tricky team to play through. But
definitely not looking forward to facing him. I think I face him next week.
Oh yeah? It's definitely a tricky one. Especially Xerneas is so scary. Just one turn of setup and you're like ruined.
Not looking forward to going up against the freaking rocks.
Oh,
what's
yeah.
it? The Xerneas' big rock type move.
Power Gem
or something? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
I'm gonna wreck my team.
We got Noah versus Richard. Is this Sun Rain versus Sun Rain?
Yes.
Okay, that's art. And it looks like we've brought Sun versus Rain.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening right now.
However, I think I like Richard has things that work in Sun and Rain, right? The Heliolisk is dry skin, and the Walking Wake is like definitely the best abuser of like both together.
It is.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. And like just looking at the setter, like I'll take a Groudon over a Pelipper any day, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised he
Oh, yeah.
didn't give Heliolisk. What's his? What is Heliolisk's other ability?
Solar Power. Oh yeah, he's got options here. Dry
He's
skin
got, yeah, he's got solar power, and then he's got dry skin.
and Sandvale. This guy's so weird. Little weather boy.
Well, keep in mind, like the location where you get it in the game is like a desert, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Looking at this, I'd be kind of worried about Spore. I feel like you just always have something. I don't see anything like incredibly threatening to Brute Bonnet other than like Overheat, Groudon, or like a fairy move from Gardevoir. So I'd be worried about getting put to sleep.
Honestly, a decent bug type move would be great against.
Isn't it dark grass?
It's
right?
dark grass, so it is doubly weak to bug types.
Moltres could do something too.
Moltres could just
Flying type
U-turn, I'm
attack.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, U-turn's big. I guess that is a really good thing to abuse against Brute Bonnet. Just get the U-turn going. Klefki's scary. Just with being able to paralyze or anything like that. But honestly, bad Klefki matchup. You can't paralyze Rhyperior, you can't paralyze Groudon. You could do like screens or spikes or something, but you can't prankster against Moltres either. Like half the cast can't get paralyzed. Or Heliolisk.
I do see Seismitoad doing a lot of work against this team. It hits Groudon, it hits Heliolisk, it hits Rhyperior.
Yeah?
That's 3 of its mons.
Especially with a life orb.
Yeah. Don't want to be hit by anything from Seismitoad.
Yeah, with the rain and the speed. Well, let's see how that plays out.
Hey, hold on. Sorry about that.
Gardevoir. Synchronize, not trace. Goes for a seed ball. Right out the gate, the big Terra. Staying in on the fairy. Bold strategy. That was a really smart move, because then it can set up Spores safely. And look, you've gotten a huge value. Oh my gosh.
Seed Bomb. I keep forgetting just how Seed Bomb is one of those that you don't think does anything until you see half your health disappear.
It's chunky for sure. Oh my gosh, he's just running him through the ringer. Heliolisk needed to come out already, just to like Volt Switch or something and kill this thing. It's just putting. I mean, I guess it would have gotten Sucker Punch. That's a good point. Maybe he was going around that. Would Wake with speed? I don't know. That's tough. U-turn. I feel like in general in this league, I like to see a bit more phasing, like red cards and like Whirlwind and stuff, just to like stop all these like crazy boosters from going to town. Great Grass Knot. Wow.
Yeah, that was a fantastic Grass Knot. That's a good Volt Switch to get out of there.
With a balloon. Husky's up. But the Light Scream's up. Nice critical hit. Probably matters a lot.
Ooh, whoa, crit.
And also a nice crit.
That was a fantastic crit.
Yeah, but he's slapping Flamethrower. I'd love to just see a water type attack. Just do Steam, whatever. With the rain, you'd be fine.
I'm surprised he didn't, because I'm looking at his team sheets for Koila. And like, all of his stuff is meant to be for a sun.
Okay.
But I'm surprised he didn't put at least one of them for rain, because he knew he was going up against the rain team. So like, yes, he has Groudon to set the drought, and then he has his setup for every other, but he has like one reserve in case either the drought doesn't work or it gets overpowered by drizzle. He's able to put in like a Walking Wake.
Yeah.
With whatever his other ability is. I believe it is.
Walking Wake's, it's just photosynthesis, but it just has like really good moves for both water and it is a steam eruption or whatever that is powered in rain and sun.
But he could have done Heliolisk to have because he did has dry solar power for this week.
Yeah.
He could have done dry skin and like had it in the background in case he did the rain, and then he could have just brought it in and just took advantage of
Just soaked up some water attacks.
Pelipper's drizzle.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't have the bulk to really hang in there and get
It
a lot.
doesn't.
But it could sit.
But it can-
Water immunity's good, right?
Mhm.
That is water immunity, right?
I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Dry skin
Like,
does
that was
include a
muted.
water ability, but it does include a 25% weakness to fire.
okay, so tricky. I mean, it's dead if it's not. If it gets hit, it's pretty much dead, anyways. Well,
Yeah, it is
honestly,
very fragile
Yeah.
physically.
pretty good game to Richard. Congrats, Noah, on another win, of course. Love to see the rain and sun together. Let's hop over to Jake versus Nick.
Also, I
Petros,
said
my boy.
Coila. I meant
Richard.
Yeah, Richard. I apologize.
Okay, there's a lot of people in the league.
And I know like everyone at one point everyone had their names up, but now they're slowly switching back to what their regular usernames is. So it's kind
Oh.
of like this mix of like people's real names and then their actual Discord names.
Yeah, good point for sure. We've got Nick with a bunch of scary guys. Just everybody on that side of the field looks threatening, with the prankster as well. And then this is, I believe this is Jake. Yeah, that's Jake. Honestly, with some guys I like a lot. There's probably too many psychics on this team, but there is a lot I like about it. Yeah. I like Tink as a special wall. Tyranitar, I think, is a little bit underrated right now. And like an Arceus form and a Mewtwo, that's so nasty. I don't know. What do you guys think it takes for Jake to win the upset here? Because Nick's a pretty formidable foe.
Definitely should bring a choice scarf on that Arceus. Definitely would do.
Yeah, I'm looking at him. He put all of his stats into HP and special attack, which is not terrible, but especially against Qian Pao, you absolutely need to outspeed that.
Yeah, you're certainly taking a hit first. I mean, you have extreme speed, and it's a little frail, but I think it's gonna take more than that.
This is Arceus Fire, right?
Yeah.
I believe?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Definitely, like, Arceus Fire looks good against King Gambit and Chien-Pao.
Yeah.
That's about it. Like, it does nothing to Garchomp, nothing to Great Test.
Chandelure
nothing to
absorbs it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Honestly, I do think he's on the back foot here.
Yeah. Tough,
A
but
lot of dark types.
good drafting from Nick. It's just like feels like a well-balanced team. Maybe too many dark types, but
That's a
that
hard
hurts
crit.
to see. That hurts to see. That was not good.
did that matter?
I don't think it did, because Earthquake into a fire type is definitely going to wreck any kind of fire type.
Max
Well,
HP,
this is
max
great.
special attack.
This
Maybe.
is Great Tusk, which had max attack and max defense, along with anything else helping.
Great Tusk. That was Earthquake.
That was an Earthquake. Yes, and it had
Arceus
It's-
Fire. Max.
So Arceus was sitting there with max HP, max special attack.
Even looking at this, I don't think that kills. So that crit, like, almost certainly mattered.
Mattered, yeah.
Wow.
Crit mattered 100%.
The big crit. The big crit. And the citrus to get
Even
healthy
switching
again.
into an Arceus on a Great Test was not a good idea anyway. Like, I would not have done that.
Yeah, you gotta save,
Ooh,
especially with these Ubers, you gotta save your guys.
Yeah.
Sucker's really tough, but I do like the Aura Sphere. Like, King Gambit's so scary at the end of the game.
King Gambit is very, very, very scary, but it is very, very fragile. I can attest to that.
Glaceon
from
versus
last-
Chien-Pao, the two ice types.
Yeah.
And never mind.
Well, bye-bye, Tinkaton.
No, this would be nice to get a decent.
I would have
speed
loved to see a
tie-in.
bullet punch there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bullet punch definitely would have helped.
Bullet punch anywhere on Metagross It's just too good of a move not to bring.
I'm
And
surprised Metagross has Earthquake.
Metagross has Earthquake. Is a very good move for it to have.
Yeah.
Especially the attack stat for Metagross. It's one of the highest in the games. It's
I keep thinking
Pretty
Metagross
good.
is a special attacker.
nope, physical attacker.
you can kind of do
Because
both.
it's Steel Psychic. And at the
Where's
time when
the-
it was releasing, most Psychic type moves were special
Yeah.
attacking.
Where's the Ice Punch from Tyranitar?
Right?
Grimmsnarl.
Here we have the Grimmsnarl.
Nick switching a lot as he does, just like not letting him get anywhere.
Would love to see some hazards here on T-Tar with all these switches,
Or,
but
or like a Dragon Dance. I get
Yeah.
cooking a little bit. Yeah, that's not gonna do anything. And switches out into Glaceon, but you feel like you need Glaceon for some other things.
Nick is very, very good at just predicting.
well, I mean,
his other
close
team.
combat hits both of the remaining mons. Like
Yeah.
it's going to happen.
I also saw in the chat that they set the battle timer on.
Did they?
Yeah, turn 16.
Oh,
Or no, 7. No, keep going down. Turn 18.
oh no, the servers
The
restart.
server
It got-
the server was restarting.
That was like
I think-
from Pokemon Showdown. That wasn't from them. But
Yeah, Showdown did it.
That would have been really funny though if someone just got really bored.
just it's just like, all right, let's get it moving.
Because I felt that before. I won't say who, but I felt that before.
Oh.
Listen,
Listen,
my remember the truant against your team.
my gosh,
I'm still salty over that.
that's funny. I couldn't believe you actually pulled that out. Speaking of which, Jaden, your week 2 match.
Don't make me relive this, please.
Any?
Don't make me relive the big thing of, oh hey, that Arceus is definitely choiced into Thunderbolt.
Very tricky. Do you just want me to play, or do you have any thoughts about how you prepped?
Well, okay, so realistically, if I were to prep differently, I would not have brought Kilowatt Hill. I would have brought Pelucha to deal with a lot of his ice types.
Yeah.
Because I would have done a few things differently. The problem is I had it stuck in my head that his Arceus was Choice Scarf for some reason, and I was scared of if I didn't bring Kilowatt Hill, he would just swept Arceus doing Thunderbolt, because there was nothing taking a Thunderbolt that I was bringing. So I was like worried about it, and then I realized, wait a minute. I realized after the match, wait a minute, Arceus can't get Choice Scarf. So it was very much for prepping for a Choice Scarf Arceus, I did great. It's just not what happened.
That is definitely tricky. Did it have enough like? I feel like it only takes like. Okay. I just feel like Arceus doing a non-stab move isn't the most threatening thing in the world. Like you could have taken a hit or two.
Which definitely destroyed half my team. So
That's true. I just don't know. Maybe you could run like Assault Vest, like Moltres or something, and like hit back with like a max special or a max fire attack or something. I don't know. Let's throw it on. Slayer Bear saying 5 of those 6 mons on the same team is just insane. I'm assuming you're talking about Chris P's team. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. But I think it's just the fact that this Ubers League has so many dang points, and we had so many guys at the top. But it is a pretty crazy collection, guys. Got the Gyarados. Get the Big and Tim off? No, Moxie. Going right for it. Not a coward. And then Waterfall.
I mean, my original plan was just to sweep with Gyarados.
That's, yeah. There's Aurora Veil. Very tricky.
For some reason, I thought only Alolan and Ninetales got Aurora Veil.
Oh, no.
I was very wrong.
It's just the classic setter. There's a lot of guys. Even, well, your Articuno gets it, my
this
Sandslash
spot
has it.
I should have switched into Togekiss. That was a big mistake for me. I read the Glaive Rush, and I decided just to go for damage on Excalibur, and I lost my 2 mons that actually allowed me to do something.
That's
At this
tough.
point, I was like, there's nothing I can do.
That is really tough.
Yeah.
I feel like Kilowatchel Terra Steel is like the most important member of your team.
It is.
It's like the defensive glue that holds everything together.
Also, that was a sack for a clean switch so that I could pop balloon.
Hmm. Yeah, you gotta get rid of the balloon. Nice Magma Storm miss. If I'm correct, he misses like three times in a row, right?
So many times. So many times. And if he hit it once, I would have died to Heatran.
Oh my gosh. I would throw Heatran out a window after that. That's unbelievable. No Icy Rock on Abomasnow. I didn't want to flying.
Cresselia, at this point, I couldn't do anything for Cresselia. This was just became a, let me try to set up as much as I can and hopefully do something.
But it's a Psychic type, which is really tough. Oh, and the Rocky Helmet? Yeah, you needed like
I was like, alright, let me try to switch out here. It's got boots, I can defog this.
There you go.
And then Ting Lu was a pain in my butt too. I didn't expect him to bring Ting Lu, honestly. I didn't expect somebody to bring a ground type Pokemon to an all flying type team. And yet I realized, wait a minute, I'm steel type here. He's gonna click Earthquake.
Yeah, I mean if you roost, right? Like that, like.
Well, no, I'm Terra Steel. So once I Terra Steel, I lose my flying defense.
Oh yeah, that's a good point too. So not a bad bring. Burn's kind of tough. Does Corviknight get toxic?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, if that.
It's just a body press mon.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
It's a slow pivot, body press defog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Austin with a good point. Icy Rock in the Abomasnow to keep the snow up would have been pretty nasty. Full trace. I think you're switching around to the best of your ability. It's just like, it's just hard to make progress here.
Yeah, especially against the Cresselia. I was like, okay, maybe I can get some chips on Cresselia because it's super bulky. Try to chip it down, but it's just going to keep healing, and it's like, then he brings Arceus out, and then I get paired.
Double pair is not great though. Kind of makes up though for the 3 missed Magma Storms in a row.
That's true.
Turning. I love all the pivoting. Oh yeah, monoflying with item claws is terrible because you can only have 1 pair of boots.
Yeah.
And then everybody brings stealth rocks against you, and you're like, well, thanks.
And that's the point of having the boots on the mon that I bring with defog. And I bring an extra mon just in case with defog. Maybe the mon with lefties.
Good point. And there's the Moonlight, and then your heart broke.
Nothing I could do.
Yeah, that's tough. Well, sorry to make you relive this, but that's what we do here.
Moonblast also.
Again, there were some choices that I made that if I made different choices, it would have been different. If I saved my Gyarados, I would have had something to actually hit these guys. Like when I look back at it, if I switched on the Glaive Rush that I saw coming into my Fairy type, I could have actually taken down the Excalibur and actually,
had some stuff left over.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's always next week.
Next week was against you that I got Sun 6-0, so.
It's always the week after that. Pat versus Jackson. So, man, wasn't it? This is Lugia's last week with Jackson before the big switch.
Yep.
I feel like I see. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm pulling up his
team sheet.
I'm pulling up the team sheets right now, and one thing that's finding really interesting is the Rotom Grass with the Flygon, because I'm trying to think of how what's gonna work against Dracovish and Stakataka. Stakataka's a legitimate threat.
It's
here, I
always-
feel like.
yeah.
I feel like it is. And
Always
the
just-
and the Pheromosa, that thing with U-turn, is a menace.
It's gonna die in
She's
one hit.
Probably not running Trick Room on that Stakataka. Not like Noah last season, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that plays
Monster
against.
Routine's too fast.
The problem with Pheromosa is that, like, if a passing breeze comes by and, like, drops like a droplet of water on her or something, she'll pass out instantly, so you don't really need to worry about her. Now, Stack Attack, on the other hand, or a real Pokemon like Marini will handle that just fine. Iron Bundle here kind of looks crazy, right? Freeze Dry, Hydro Pump.
Yeah.
Super effective,
Freeze
super
Dry, Hydro
effective,
Pump,
super
Ice
effective.
Beam, and Water Pulse, surprisingly.
Water Pulse for some accuracy. Makes sense.
Yeah.
You can feel the hatred coming from it. Pheromosa ruined my entire season last season. I drafted it first, and I was looking at my type chart, and I'm like, I have so much work to make up for the bug fighting type I just drafted. And, yeah, it's not good. Dracovic here.
Normally draft with a type card.
Yeah. It's like I try to first draft like an offensive core that can break anything, and then I try to like after that I try and fill in like different roles that I think are important, kind of crossed with type to like get like defensive type to like get like the right intersection of guys. So like this draft I knew I wanted to probably get Magirna, Lando T, or another like ground type. So I just worked from there backwards.
Yeah, because I know like prepping for you was a pain in the butt because you have like no weaknesses.
Thank you. That was the hope. After last season, feeling like I was always feeling like everybody was in danger, and like Raging Bolt was like my defensive guy. Speaking of defensive guys, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of defensive guys, let's watch Lugia and Stack Attacka go to town. And there it is.
Terra to Flying, which is a perfect Terra Flying.
That makes sense.
That's
Oh,
clean.
they ran Trick Room.
And there's, Gyro Ball, which Gyro Ball on something with that amount of attack, that is perfect into Trick Room.
And it's so slow too. It's like what base 150 power move with that speed.
Yeah, it is. I try to put Gyro Ball on my Shuckle because it can
Toxic
learn
on
it.
Lugia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning things here.
Toxic and recover or roost or whatever. Oh,
I never thought of Lugia being a Stallmon. I guess that's something I might want to consider.
oh yeah. And
Oh, that Ice Beam is just.
That
rough.
I hate to
storm
see
just
it.
hurts.
Rough. That could have been it.
Yeah,
He stayed
Ice
in.
Beam is doing work right now.
Scarf, where's the freeze dry? Hydro pump, bold strategy. Nice flip turn,
Alright,
get some
get your
momentum. Alright. Well, because you flip turn, you're not actually in that great of a position. Terra to avoid the ice beam or triple axle? No. Look at that. Pheromosa came in and missed and died.
Missed and died.
Yeah, Fremos is very, very good if you put it as just get in there and hit something first, because it's very, very fast, but it is very, very fragile.
Sucks to see no coverage for the flying Terra.
Yeah, that's tricky. Nothing on the team really looks good for it. Oh my gosh, that's so much damage.
So much damage.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Destruction.
Gyro Ball is very, very good
This
if
thing's a
done
monster.
properly, and especially with he put Iron Plate on his Stakataka,
Oh yeah? So extra steel damage, that's pretty good.
so extra steel damage.
Thing's got 130 attack, that's pretty good. 211 defense. And that's speed.
13 speed.
Ooh. What's Gyro Ball's damage?
Gyro Ball's damage depends on the speed. so
150. That's like a hyper beam every attack.
it is.
Without like the downside of the hyper beam of not being able to attack the next turn.
Yeah.
So you just have to set up a trick once and then you take out so many mons with it.
I
Wild.
wonder I wonder if there's a
Kinda get
way
that.
you could like. I wonder if there's a way you could like give Stack Attack a speed. Like, is there like a speed swap a move? No.
I don't think there is, but there. I mean, you could always also
I mean,
just
besides Trick Room.
Yeah.
besides Trick Room. Well, is there a move that removes Trick Room?
Well, there's I don't think so. Otherwise, I feel like
Because
people would be running
I'm
it.
thinking, I think you would think like Ice Spinner, but that's for terrain, and Trick Room's not really a terrain.
Yeah. This move. Speed swap move. Oh, it exists. Is a non-damaging psychic type move introduced in Generation 7. Signature move of Rabska. And you
Wait a minute.
you swap speed with the target. So Pheromosa, Raichu, Rabska, a bunch of psychic types. So Magearna. Very interesting. So interesting anti-stack attacker strategy.
But
Speed swap.
something with Trick Room, Doug just looked this up. If you use Trick Room again, it removes Trick Room.
Really?
So the counter to Trick Room is Trick Room.
Yeah, or imprison. Solaire Bear saying trick a scarf. There you go. There's some options, gang.
Or Taunt.
Another common one I've seen is fake out into a taunt.
Yeah?
And Taunt would be good.
Yeah, that's good. All right, take notes, people. On to the next one. We've got Joe versus my wonderful wife, Sierra, who... I just don't know what you do if you're Joe about Primarina here. You gotta, like... I think maybe, like... Vex Gengar or something? Like, you really gotta position that Gengar in front of it. Or, like, a lucky position with Sceptile and, like, take that thing out. Otherwise, it's
choice scarf.
You know, the one thing with Joe's team, it very much feels like a team if somebody said, hey, this is a cool mon,
Yes.
and drafted it.
Everybody's so sick. Like, they could all be
100%
wearing
is.
sunglasses.
Like, he has a very cool team.
They walk out like you guys at the talent show.
Honestly.
Yes. He's got the boy band team.
This is like my post story mode team in like Pokemon Black and White or something, you know?
Emerald or something, like a randomizer of emeralds.
Something like that. Just like
All of them
straight
look
aura.
so intimidating. But then you have Dragonite.
Yeah, he's just a happy little boy. Happy big
He's
boy.
happy he's just happy to be there.
Hey, listen, don't put shade on my boy Dragonite. Did you see him in the anime? He was menacing in the anime.
That's
man.
true. At the
The
Lighthouse
first time-
episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, dang, what is this thing? It's a threat. And then you actually see him as like, oh, he's just a little ass.
Okay, after this, we're 100% pulling up the first season of Pokemon. We're watching that.
There you go. Yeah, I think Joe's got to figure out some way to get through Primarina, and I think Sierra just clicks Ice Beam.
Yeah.
I feel like Ice and Rock are the two moves that everyone mostly forgets what it actually does.
Yeah.
Because it kind of fits in that niche of like it's not like fire and water where like it's very obvious what it's effective against it and what's weak to it. But it's not like specifically for Pokemon. It's not like a dark type or a fairy type where it was
Like,
made for a specific.
It's not
purpose.
intuitive, yeah.
It's like filling niches that people don't know about. Like Ice only resists itself, but then it's super effective against
Garbage
like, rock.
defensive type. Probably the worst in the
Yeah,
game. Great offensive
it's-
type.
Kind of like it's the type that you want the moves, but you don't want the Pokemon to have
you
the
don't want the
type.
type.
You don't want stab for those moves. You just want the moves for coverage.
Yeah.
Like grass.
They're fantastic coverage moves.
Yeah, it does feel like grass a little bit in that way.
It does feel like grass. And
Well,
then rock
grass
is one
has
of
some
those.
defensive merits because so many things are weak to ground. It's nice to have like that to be able to switch into it.
Yeah. Water,
Um,
ground, rock definitely are three heavy
Also,
hitters
being
and physically.
grass being resistant to electric is pretty awesome. People forget that.
Yeah. Let's watch.
Okay,
Infernape
we got the
lead.
Infernape first, Stealth Rock.
Okay, bye bye. Oh. no.
Spider-Man
Stealth Rock,
meme.
Stealth Rock.
We've rocked each other.
And here comes the red card. Here comes the red
What?
card.
Nice
Yep.
screen.
And here's the Gengar.
Jeez.
I'd love
That
to
was
see.
that was a great red card, honestly.
The stream went down on my end.
Really?
Yeah, it did.
Or the
we're
sharing,
good.
not the stream, but like me sharing my screen, or
Yeah, you be sharing your screen through Discord. It just went down. I have the Twitch up, and it's still fine.
here I'll just reshare. Stream stopped unexpectedly, and then I'll share my screen again. All right, let me know if you guys can see it.
Yeah,
Oh,
but Austin in the chat was talking about Ice and Rock, very good offensive types.
Yeah.
We do need like an Ice Rock type.
Yeah, we're good now.
Hisuian Avalugg, the absolute Terra goat.
That is true. Yeah.
It's a horrible defensive type.
It is. It is. Yeah. It's a reason why it's sitting down there in what is it, 5 or 6 pointer?
It's like a 4-pointer, maybe a 2-pointer. Very weak
No,
to
it's not.
fighting and steel. Grass ground
I don't
rock.
think it is a 4-pointer. I think it's a 5-pointer because otherwise I would have grabbed it.
Oh, it might have gone up last season because I had a lot of success with this. He was so good to me.
Yeah.
Not drafting a ground
No,
type.
mainly so. Because he's also like, yeah, he's times 4 weeks fighting, but he's also very defensive to where like I came in with a fighting type mon that had stab, hit it physically, did nothing.
It's chunky.
Nothing.
I mean,
And also,
it's an iceberg.
Yeah. Let me just punch this boulder
Yeah.
that's topped with ice.
Yeah. Anyways.
I will say though, despite its typing, it looks very intimidating. But we're getting off.
Yeah, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. We'll keep playing this. Big crunch to kill a Palisand. Pretty nice. I feel like you could have set up on that though. Nice,
Yeah.
Probably
nice
could have, especially
Naganadon
going into
response.
that.
And now
Oh,
this
there's-
thing's
A speed boost.
off to the races. Nice extreme speed,
E-speed, let's go.
but now it's just kind of ballooning. I don't think it's gonna be able to kill the other guys. Maybe. Nice mock punch. Good. Priority's good.
Good priority.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's the matchup.
But the Primarina are kind of probably. I see the Sceptile with the Primarina, but like, Primarina's the no ice. Okay.
Well, scarfed, right?
Oh yeah.
SD? I think that's what he had to do at that point. Try and just make some progress. Oranberry. Citrus berry, please.
Hey, launch beam.
There's the
There's
ice beam. And now he's high speed, so... Well, he's gonna get mock punched. And he's gonna die.
Close combat. Okay.
Nice. And then just 2 scalds, right? 1,
One scald.
Just one skull.
Because he's already weak from the close combat.
2.
No,
Ah,
one.
that's the
Yeah.
two
Yep.
skulls.
So,
I gotta look up what Primarina's EVs were set to. Yep, all special attack, all speed.
yep. It's a different... She usually uses it as like a bulky kind of pivot that has a lot of power to it, so it's cool to just see like, okay, I'm just gonna click a button this time. Getting down to it, we've got Diego versus Koila, right?
Yeah.
Yep, Koila.
Spoiler.
And we've got
So we
Rain,
got
kind of.
we got Rain, and
I can see Electro Shot.
then there's a Lowland Raichu with Surge Surfer.
Yep. But that's like electric terrain,
But,
right?
Yeah, electric. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see anything to specifically take advantage of the drizzle.
Yeah,
So,
besides the whatever the bridge thing is, I forget his name.
Electro Shot looks good
Archaludon.
on Archaludon. You got to get rid of that Quagsire first. Is the only issue.
Yeah.
Also,
Actually, the Quagsire with Water Absorb, that is a great counter to a drizzle.
yeah, they're gonna have to. I'd imagine Amoonguss has some pretty good value there for just like sitting in on Quagsire. Maybe something like a Shuckaberry.
I don't see any fire or fighting for the Bisharp. feel like the Bishop can just sit in front of that team and just do things.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, Kyogre's threatening to everything, but other than
That's
that,
just Kyogre.
yeah, no, I think you're right. We'll see how it goes.
Although I see he did take our advice and put Thunder on his Kyogre.
Love it. Oh my gosh, right out the bat. Knocking out Bronzong. Gotta get out of there against the Gorilla. And, yep, there's that matchup. Freeze Dry? Love it.
Yes.
So, his biggest obstacle's out of the way. Now, you gotta get out of there.
Close
You
close
gotta
combat's
save your
gonna wreck an
Kyurem.
Ice type.
I feel like Amoonguss, like, would be okay against... Nice.
Well, Thunder.
They're just leaving their guys in to get smacked.
I know, right?
Oh, Lightning Rod.
No,
Lightning Rod.
Lightning Rod is.
Since when did he get Lightning Rod?
So sick.
Well, it is a Alolan Marowak.
I didn't
Terra-
realize Lone Marrow got Lightning Rod.
Diego out here gaming. Oh my gosh.
It's also Terra Water, so that's.
We
sitting
playing
there
any
just-
abilities here? Like, what's going on?
What's going on here? Now, in the rain,
Ooh, a
he's not
burn,
gonna...
Flare Blitz.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to do anything in the rain, though.
Alright, let's get the Electro Shot going. Right here, right now. Dragon Tail, okay.
What the... Oh my gosh. Shoot it.
High jump kick.
Shoot it.
One... Oh, survives.
Shoot it.
So,
Shoot it.
Body press. Oh,
I
come
mean, makes
on.
sense with stamina, but...
I guess it's like a super defensive one.
unfortunately, wait. Arceus has Dragon Tail, Iron Defense, Body Press, and Protect. This is very much a.
Did he even have a lecture shot?
No, it did not.
Okay, nice.
Bro, you gotta bring the lecture shot if you have rain set up. It just makes sense.
Flare Blitz. Oh man, I feel like he... I think I would have liked to see him switch into Kyogre during that sleep to go back into Amoonguss and get some health back. Or like do something with Kyogre. Body press is gonna do nothing.
Yeah, then I don't think Kyogre does anything to this Slow King.
It's gonna get...
It's also low.
It's gonna get sucker punched in the back by what do you call it anyways? Bisharp anyways.
Yeah.
Good game, Diego. But honestly not bad by Coila either.
Yeah, Thunder on Kyogre was very good.
Get Electro
Kyogre,
Shot
good.
on our
A Water
Charladon.
Spout on Kyogre was also
Yes,
very good.
that should be the next thing you work on, is making sure you bring Electro Shot on our Charladon, especially if you're running rain.
Nick versus Sean. We've got the unsung, like, almost mono-type team of the league, with just dark and ghost types everywhere.
It's a dual type. It's a dual type team.
Effectively.
I'm
There's also
so
a
excited.
Whimsicott
Which I
Which
there.
I've been considering, like, pivoting mid-season, just going dual type. Maybe,
Yeah.
like, flying and ground or something
There you go.
to change it up.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it takes to have fun.
I'm here for fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
If I lose really badly against Austin next week, then I definitely will.
Well, beware,
Here's
Austin's no
something-
slouch. Go ahead, Doug.
I was gonna say I'm looking at his team sheets for Diego, and I'm surprised there wasn't a Sacred Sword on that Aegislash.
Oh, interesting.
King Shield and Sacred Sword are like two very prominent moves for Aegislash. That carried me a lot my first draft league.
Yeah, it's good.
So they gave it Shadow Sneak, which is a very good ghost type, especially for his
The one
type.
thing, like, I know Dracopult is Ubers, but it doesn't feel like Ubers. Like, one side you have an Arceus, and on this side you just have a Dracopult. It's like, it doesn't match up.
But then you also have Heatran, which does feel like an Uber.
And it's
but
also
it's
not. Yeah, some of it's just due to like Terra, for example. Like having one turn to set up might make you crazy. I think that's what the case is for Dragapult. It's just like that speed and the ability to, like, if you can survive a turn and set up, there's just nothing that can like come back at it.
Here's something nice. You gave it Tri Attack.
Wow. I mean, you could burn, freeze,
I've
or
never-
paralyze somebody.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't seen it more. It's a decently decently
Yeah.
capable move.
Looking.
Like if you would have Tri Attack with Serene Grace, I'd be.
Oh wow.
Amazing.
Yikes! I'm sure that happens in almost any ability. Looking at this team, feels like Florges kind of goes crazy, other than against the Aegislash, with which like Palafin kind of sits in front of, and like so does Arceus to some degree. So maybe like crazy idea, maybe like a scarfed Florges or something could go nuts here.
He actually is scarfed.
Is he? Okay, so great
He's
move.
Scarfed, but his speed EVs grow sitting at 96.
Interesting.
Might be speed correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 100% looking at a speed creep right here.
Let's watch it. There it is. Just going right for it. So then I just started blasting. Nice Terra Fairy.
Ooh, a Terra Fairy.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Curse. Okay. And gets rid of the ghost type, so it doesn't do that. Pain split. I feel like you gotta get out of here. Yeah. Good. Huge miss on the Will-O-Wisp.
Huge
There's
miss.
the flip turn.
Will-O-Wisp being Palafin would have hurt it so much.
Good wherewithal to go to gouging fire. Wow.
Ah, now that's smart. That was really, really good.
He crashed. Yeah. Great. Good job, Nick. This is good play. Oh, protect. I don't see why you needed to protect. Or
I don't know why you're protecting here.
He's just gonna. You need to press. Get out of there. There's the rest.
Oh, here we go.
Rest of the chest.
Does it have the berry? Yes, it does.
Nothing. Oh, he's just. That's unfortunate. Oh yeah, he's taking damage. His raised fist is getting stronger. What does he do against this thing now? Whirlwind, roar, red card, something.
Ooh, the nice sash. But
Yep. There's all the health back.
Man.
Sean really does like to just sit there and boost in front of you. I just feel like he brings in every guy. He's like, boost, attack. Aegislash.
an air balloon to Aegislash.
Yeah, gotta
Makes
get rid of that ground weakness. There it is. There's the swords dance.
Yeah.
And that's
Immediately
gone.
switched out.
Ooh!
Ooh, big crit.
Palafin hero mode is so
really good.
It's really good. If you can pull it off, it's really useful. Now here's something.
There's another
Crossbow.
swords dance. Nice triple
That
axe.
is immediately gone.
I feel like you could have just knocked off there, but that works too. Nice priority. And with the attack boost, that'll be enough for sure.
Yeah.
Still faster, which is crazy. Didn't speed creep enough. Honestly, a well-played game by Nick, to some degree.
It was a well played.
Yeah, but I mean, just relentless pressure from Sean. Just boost attack, boost attack. Oh, that was great. All
I
right.
feel like bringing like Haze or what's the one that Cerule Edge got that I wanted to use last season but never got to because nobody set up on me. Clear Smog, I think, does damage and clear status.
Yeah, that sounds right. I used it on Weezing.
Yeah, clear smog reduces all targets damage, and it has 50 base power.
There we go.
So it's like it's a better defog. Well,
Yeah,
it's a
'cause
better defog that doesn't remove it doesn't remove hazards, it doesn't remove terrain, it just resets stats. Or I'm thinking of Haze.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're getting at.
But I think that's a story I never said. The reason, like last season, Cerule Edge was my first pick. And the reason why is because I played Sword and Shield, and then I had Clear Smog. I was like, man, this would be great and competitive. And then I immediately, after finishing playing the game, you're like, hey, you want to join the draft league? I'm like, yes, first pick, Cerule Edge, let's go.
I mean, super threatening, right? It's just like you got to get it set up in the right spot, especially like those weakness policy sets. All right, last match. It's me versus Alex. Alex is always very scary to play against.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Although I did help him prep against you.
Oh yeah? I'll never forgive you.
As a traitor.
I was sitting there, and we were trying to figure out he was trying to figure out a good matchup against your Quaquaval and Greninja because I was just destroying his team with both of them.
Really?
Yeah, that's what get. I believe that, and also Galarian Slowking. I don't know how you kill it. It just sits there.
He do be
It
chunky.
doesn't take
know.
any damage.
I know from experience from last week. It just sits there, and you're like, I can't kill this thing.
And then it pulls out a Chilly Reception, which pulls it out.
And then you bring a Slam Slash in, and then your Aura Veil.
And then the Brick Break comes out, and you're like, how did you do that?
It's like, why?
Why?
Why did you have Brick Break?
Yeah. This matchup was super scary to look at. I did not prep for the Iron Jugulus in the slightest. I totally ignored it, thinking it wouldn't do anything, and then it did. Yes, Austin helped with my prep, and I deeply appreciate it. The biggest thing for me was, like, once this Jolteon's out of the way, I could be a little bit more at peace, because it won, like, the speed battle, and it had that, like, perfect electric ice coverage with Terra. So my whole thing was like, okay, I'm gonna lead Lando, and I don't really like to, like, bait things, but I led Lando thinking, like, he would think that I was gonna lead Lando, because it's, like, such a classic lead. And just have the Yachi Berry there to survive the Ice Beam and try and kill the Jolteon immediately. And we'll see how that plays out. But I knew,
And then it pulls out.
Yeah. The
Terra
focus.
Blast right here.
Yep, which I was expecting. And then I didn't expect the Focus Sash, which was a great move. So I was like, okay, I gotta get out of there. I know Slowking can handle anything this uses to some degree. And then I could get out into something with a good matchup. And then, other than the Jolteon, Scarf Greninja kind of makes good progress against anything with the Protean.
Protean is such a threat
Oh yeah.
to any team. I can see now why Meowscarada is way up there.
Yep.
It's like free Terra for everything.
Yep.
It's a free Terra. It's a free yeah, it's definitely a free Terra for upper levels.
Yep. Zapdos went crazy for me here with the statics this game. 30% chance, which is like a fair chance, but still, it just went crazy.
You sacked the Lando here, I'm guessing?
So, I thought for sure. Let me find it. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, take your time.
So, I U-turn out. I bring in Greninja, and I'm like, okay, he's seen me U-turning. This is like... He brings out the Meloetta. I'm a Dark type, and he's just pulled out a Psychic type. I'm like, okay, he knows for sure that I'm going to U-turn here. He's going to Weakness Policy and, like, boost his speed somehow, and then just, like, destroy me. So instead of going for the U-turn and, like, doing a crazy amount of damage, I just switched out because I was scared of it. And it, like, works out okay, because it turns out to be an attack-based one instead of a special attacking one, which means Slowking can sit in on it for a little bit. But here, like, I got off the Trick Room, and I, like, didn't really know what to do. I was just like, it can't do much against me, I can't do much against it, but, like, I'm not making any progress here. So, once I didn't see any Psychic-type moves, I was like, okay, I can get into Assault Visca Quavel here and, like, make some progress. And I think he didn't expect it to be slow, so the close combat came off, and that was, like, huge, because that was another scary thing.
Look, it's Moxie? That's actually crazy.
Moxie Aqua Step, which is really crazy. Magearna was purpose-built for Zamazenta. It was just max health, max defense. I didn't want to blow the Fairy-type move, because if he substituted, then I would lose special attack. But I should have calced Aura Sphere or something to be able to, like, actually beat a substitute in one hit. And then I think this is, like, the craziest turn I've seen in a while. Ice Fang, freeze, static, unfreeze.
That's wild.
And Whirlwind.
And it was he's even flabbergasted there. But the most unlikely thing in that whole set is the freeze.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I sacked the Zapdos because I just don't know what I need it for anymore. And I know it's not Scarf because it was Focus Ashed. And then I bring this out, and I'm just like, I know it's a special attacker, and I die, whatever. Slowking comes in. I know I can survive something, get the Trick Room off, and then Magirna would be good. And then here I forget that I'm in, well, first I get off a little flamethrower, die to get out. And then I totally forget I'm in Trick Room and just throw out the Greninja, which could have won the game on its own. And here,
the flinch.
I'm straight pissing my pants at this point, and I'm like, oh no, 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 no. It's championships all over again.
And yet you managed to pull it off, I think.
And there's the Soul Heart.
Yeah, Magirna just crazy. The paralysis from before kind of giving me some hope there, but honestly, it just had the stats to hang in there. So, good.
I watched this match. It was very entertaining, but the definitely the fumble with
the Greninja.
Very funny.
My wife was in the other room, and she said she had to she almost had to tape her mouth shut to not scream at me for doing that, because you don't want to interfere with each other's games. But she's like, "What are you doing?" But it worked out. Really good match. Alex rocks. He's really tough. And he's really good. So it'll be a little spoilery because we did this so late. But let's take a look at the divisions here.
Doing so bad.
It's monotype's tough.
I'm sorry. Have you seen my team? There's a reason why directly after this, major changes are happening.
Oh, is that the case?
Major changes are happening.
So not the easiest difficulty of schedule for you, right? You start out with a really tight game with Molly.
Tight game against Molly, and then Steve came in and was like, "Hey, your chances for winning, I'm gonna blow them all away."
Steve's a monster. And just a well-played game from Jeremy. He is a good team.
And then my next match is Noah.
Oh boy. Well, good luck.
Man.
Well, if you get your changes in before midnight.
My schedule this year is atrocious. I
You've got who's in your schedule? I'm just trying to look at you've got Jake, Chris, me, Nick, Joe, Richard, Austin, Doug, Molly, Diego. Tough stretch toward the end there too. Yeah, that's tricky.
Just hurts.
Yeah.
Losing against Chris hurt too, but it's he's become a better player.
Oh, certainly.
What am I gonna do?
No, that's a solid team. So Johto League, Noah and Steve going to town even before this. I guess the other contender there was Molly, and Molly still is, of course. It's just one loss against a good opponent, but Noah and Steve probably the ones to beat over there. I think Nick will have more of a comeback too, and I think both of you and Austin probably definitely have records that are not representative of how good you are.
I honestly think I might also be changing my team up. Not quite completely getting rid of the heart of giving myself a challenge this season.
Yeah.
But I might do a dual type instead of a mono type.
Be more like Sean's team.
Give myself a little bit of break. Yeah. But still keep it not like I said, flying ground. So it's Landorus is typing. So
yeah. It represents your captain.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That would be something to watch.
Something I'm thinking of.
Yeah. And then on the Kanto side, at this point it was just Diego, Sierra, Pat, and I at the undefeated spot. Pat with a really good record to start the year off. Definitely afraid of cute goth girl coming out every now and then. And Sierra's crushing it too. Alex will come back. That was a really tight match between us, and he's super scary. Yeah. And then I think Diego too is a tricky loss this week. And then MVP race is not updated. I think no, there's a couple that are updated, but they're mostly not updated. Nick's Great Tusk crushing it. Marshadow obviously super scary, and Dracovic is just always up there because you just hit the big attack button and things die. Ollie, what do you guys got up here?
Oh look, there's my Halucha all the way down at number 33.
There you go. We got. When I said that, I just assumed I did assume there's somebody up here, so that's my bad. For it wasn't supposed to be a joke. I promise. Plenty of opportunities. Doug, you were talking about Palkia a little bit.
Yeah, I just don't know how to use him on because he has a lot of good coverage. Like he has a very decent amount of like status setting. He has Thunder Wave, Trick Room, Trick. He also has a decent amount of course, Water and Dragon type moves, but also a couple Steel and Fighting type moves. He has like I know he has Aura Sphere.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of the fact that I think he just doesn't fit with the team that I have right now.
You
like, nothing.
You have a bronze
I don't
mon,
do
right?
anything well.
Yeah,
I have Shaman Sky and Palkia, which honestly I wouldn't be upset with switching out like for a Lunala Giratina.
Hear me out. What if you just like forgot about Shaman as well and just like grabbed one of these crazy guys? Like
I was considering it, and I actually do have a team prep for that. I was thinking about grabbing either like an Arceus Dragon or an Arceus Ground.
Hear me out.
But then also
take a look at this guy.
Yeah, Yveltal with Dark Aura.
Yveltal is pretty cracked.
Dark Aura.
Really slow. I'm surprised at his speed.
A lot of the Ubers fall between like 90 to like 100 speed.
Hold on. What's it? Okay.
Oh, that was a
BH, yeah.
Some other category. This thing's just crazy. Oblivion Wing recovers the same percentage of health as a Draining Kiss. It's 80 base power, and this thing is 131 special attack. It's got 126 HP, so you're gonna just like you don't have to invest in your HP to be bulky. You're fast enough to outspeed the other walls. You've got priority. You can knock off. You can play a tank. You can do whatever the heck you want. This is defog. This thing is crazy. This thing's crazy. The other Arceuses are good too. I just feel like I feel like the Arceuses take some real work to like really utilize their full potential. And like part of the reason they're so good, I think, is like their place in the Uber's meta, which isn't always applicable here. What about
and also, like, in Ubers, you're allowed to Terra, though. Like, you're not allowed to Terra here.
Yeah.
So it changes things.
Good point. I got Calyrex Ice here. 165 attack and 150 defense and 130 special defense.
That's so bulky.
And then
it's so slow though. 50
It's so
speed?
yeah, it's so slow.
two abilities.
I think that's one of the reasons why Calyrex.
But
Ice
you
Rider
can
is
run him
banned.
Trick Room. Like his top thing is Trick Room.
Well, you don't even need Trick Room per se. Like, you just need to like get in there, like just max HP, max attack, and just like kill two things. Like
One thing I am getting. Yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say one thing I am going to get rid of 100%. Shuckle.
Chuckle.
Like Wobbuffet Wobbuffet is a great is fantastic because it's just difficult enough that throws people off. But Shuckle is just hard to hit, but it has no offensive capabilities. And we already have Wobbuffet, which also has no offensive capabilities unless it gets hit first.
A lot of gimmick guys.
Is I don't like this this mon you have in front of me. It gets deleted.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, someone hits it with a Dazzling Gleam and kills it in 2 hits.
Or a toxic, or a taunt, or
Yeah.
or taunt. Like, there's ways around it, but like, for like Ubers though, against most of the Ubers, it's like I'm going to delete your Uber now.
Yeah. So it works well in this context. A good point from Nick Makes Plays. Eternatus is pretty crazy. You get a poison to soak up toxic spikes. You're just a stat monster. HP.
It's resistant to fairy.
It's neutral to fairy.
Neutral to fairy. Yeah.
Good resists, great special attack, and good speed. See, like this Pokemon 130 speed's crazy with that HP.
That's really fast.
You
wow.
can.
It is really, really nice.
You can invest in. Go ahead.
I just have to set up a team that that just have consistently decent resistances.
Yeah.
Because like I know currently right now, I'm weak to like 5 different types.
Yeah, that's tricky.
Yeah, he's got a lot of just
Got freaking meteor beam. He's got.
Go Arceus Dragon, Doug. You got it.
Is that Nick?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
it's
Chris.
Chris. What's up, Chris? Go
What's up,
Arceus
now?
Dragon. Arceus Dragon. What's he do? I mean,
Oh, hold on. Sorry about this. I need to grab food.
no, you're good. Thank you for joining. We're probably gonna hop off shortly. Arceus Dragon. What does he do? He has Dragon Claw, which is a good neutral coverage. Draco Plates, you're boosting that. And then, what? You're not running something for fairies? Like, I guess Flare Bits, like, does hit fairies. Speed.
Fairy's not weak to fire. Fairy just resists fire, or fire resists fairy.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it just, like, hits it neutrally. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think the idea
It's
here
also,
is...
like stuns and stuff. Like a lot of the
Yeah,
steel fairy
it's the
types
steals.
against-
Yeah, that works. I don't know. Is Arceus Dragon 4 to 6 points better than Arceus Fire? Like, I don't know that that's the case. And maybe that's like underrating Arceus Fire,
Also,
for
it has
example.
like a lot of resistances.
Yeah.
It's resistant to all the elementals and all that stuff.
Yeah, but like,
But like I said, I got a lot of options because if I do that, if I take the platinum, that means I get an egg team points back, which I can
Yeah.
use to invest in the rest of my team.
there's some great guys on the, like, I mean, like,
I want
I like Shaman, but Latios is great.
Latios is good.
Latios? Sneasler's broken, dude.
Sneasler is very much broken. I want to take Tapu Koko though.
Oh, there you go.
Then get some viability with Iron Hands or Iron Boulder, honestly.
It's a great strat. That's what Luke did last season. The Tapu Koko. And you got Defog there. You've got good pivoting with Volt Switch. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Either that or I might take a Pink Urchin, which is also still available.
I mean, go for the Coco if you can, but yeah. I mean, that's an option. Interesting. I wonder if, like, you wouldn't want to go too hard in that and go like Zekrom. Zekrom shouldn't be up at Platinum, I don't think. Anyway.
Terravolt is a really good type because it just ignores abilities. But looking at its stats right now, hold on.
I mean, the offensive coverage is good.
Offensive coverage is fantastic. It just compared to like it has. I feel like it has the same problem that like Palkia has. Its speed just doesn't. It just like compared to other Ubers, it just isn't really fast.
Yeah,
'Cause
the
it's
HP
90.
and
It's a
speed.
90. It's a 90 base speed
Yeah.
with only 100 base HP. So
If
it's
you want
very
speed, maybe Zamazenta Crowned or like Eternatus, or I can't believe Eternatus has 130 speed. That's so dumb. That is so dumb.
So I might
Very fast.
grab it.
Oh my god, this thing is so crazy. Like, Poison Dragon, you hit everything except fairy or steals, and then you just like pack Flamethrower or Fire Blast, and it's like absolutely perfect coverage. Yeah, Flamethrower.
Yeah. So I definitely, like I said, major changes are gonna happening. Also, I'm just trying to have fun with this. So
Yeah.
even if it's just there to just be like, I'm going to intimidate the heck out of you. I don't know how to use them still.
Hey,
Yeah.
whatever,
It's
whatever's
just,
fun.
like I felt like when I was facing Jeremy today.
Yeah.
I just saw he brought 3 Pokemon specifically to counter my Wobbuffet, but like my Wobbuffet was meant for a Zacian, so I didn't bring him out at all. And I'm just like, how am I gonna deal with this when you brought 3 Pokemon for a 2-pointer, specifically to counter a 2-pointer?
That is tricky.
I even asked him afterwards, like, you really brought 3 Pokemon specifically to counter my Wobbuffet, and he admitted
He was like, it's
yes,
the biggest
Did he?
threat.
that was the biggest threat to his team.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Anyway,
All right, I think I'm gonna sign off. Doug, Jaden, thank you so much for joining. This is great.
Thank you for having
for
us.
Yeah. We'll yeah, we'll
You're
have a
welcome
great rest of the
for
season.
joining too.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, thank you so much.
I
Chris.
saw Chris join. I was like, all right, More the
Special
merrier.
guest, Chris Milan.
This is
Can we get a round of applause for our studio audience?
this is prime time, Chris, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I wasn't sure if it was. I didn't think it was Prather because I think Prather's actual last name is Prather.
Yeah.
But okay, well, welcome, Chris. Anytime you want on, you let me know, and we'll have a great time.
All right, sweet. Sounds good.
All right. Well, I'm gonna sign off. Thank you guys for joining. And I'll catch you around.
All
Have a
right.
good night.
What a blast. That was a good one. Next week. Well, it already happened. I had the match against Jaden, so you know that happened. So the week after that, which is next week, I've got Sean against that kind of dual type team. It's pretty exciting. So I'm gonna prepare for that in the next coming days. Austin says that Jeremy needs to give him Zacian. You did want that from the beginning. You did want that. I get it. Yeah, I made a little move, just a teeny weeny move. Where to go? I gave my. It's not updated quite yet, but I gave my Shaman Terra instead of Houndoom. Grass. What? Fire. Berry, I think. I just like noticed that I wanted to bring Houndoom not because it was gonna be good with Terra, but I actually wanted it for like the dark fire typing most of the time. Like there's certain guys that like just can't hit dark fire well. What was it? Like I didn't actually bring it to this match, but against like Alex, for example, like I could use Houndoom against like Hisuian Typhlosion, or like against Jaden, it looked really good. No, maybe not against Jaden. But yeah, it felt like I didn't need Terra actually for Houndoom to be good, and then I'm like, okay, well then I should squeeze the value out of my higher Mon, my higher power Mon. Shaman's an 8-pointer, right? And with the flexibility there, and the setup potential, and the better speed, and the better move in Seed Flare, I do think Terra Shaman's going to be quite a bit better. So that'll be a nice adjustment to the team. Plus 11 so far, and our Magirna is honestly plus 10 at this point. So I think at the end of week 3, it might be the league leader, but we'll see how other sweeps went. Either way, pleased with this so far. I really like my team compared to last season, and the competition's been hot. We got a message in the Discord. Another game. Nick 4-0 Chris and Jake 1-0 Richard. Well, that's a spoiler for next time, right? Anyways, everybody, thank you so much for joining. I'm your spooky host, and I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll be back with the recap for next week. Have a good one.